For the last time, Luna. No, you cannot read my diary. I lock it in my drawer every day, and only I have the key. And I'm certainly not bringing it out whenever you're around. Fine. Tia, I'm going on vacation for a week. Why so sudden? I just felt like a sister. Good morning, Luna! Celestia gleefully shouted as she barged into her sister's room. I had a blink as she looked upon an empty bed. Oh, right. You're on vacation. She harumphed. I so wanted to make you wake up in the morning. Oh well. Pancakes for one today, it seems. As she busied herself gathering the ingredients in the kitchen, radiant rays of sunlight peeked through the window as the sun rose above the horizon, slowly ascending into the sky. Celestia gazed at the sun, the glare not bothering her. She had raised the sun for over an eon after all. Twilight seems to be doing well. I should visit this weekend. There was a knock on the door. Celestia frowned as she looked up from her pancakes. Who? Who was visiting this early in the morning? She stretched her body, cracking her joints a little and letting out a sigh of contentment as she felt her stiffness go away. Putting on a small smile, she trotted over to the door and opened it. Celestia here! How may I help? Celestia rubbed her eyes. Was she seeing things? She apparently was not. Or hearing things. She seemed to be sane. A midnight blue kitten lay in a basket by the doorstep, looking up at her with those... Why do they have to have such wide and adorable eyes? Well, hello there, Celestia said soothingly as she lowered herself down to be on eye level with the kitten. Where's your owner? Figures. She nodded sagely. They abandoned you? And this time, it was more stressed out, as if the kitten was agreeing with her. Celestia considered the kitten before shrugging. Maybe Luna will like a kitten. Using her magic, she levitated the basket over to the counter before pouring out a bowl of milk. Here you go, little one, she cooed. Breakfast. The kitten stared at the milk for a moment, before padding over to it and tentatively sticking out its tongue and giving it a lick. Its eyes widened before it started enthusiastically drinking the milk as fast as it could. Celestia giggled at the sight like a little filly, grinning widely. What should I call you? Celestia mused once her giggling had died down. The kitten started preening itself, licking at its paws. It then stretched itself up before taking an almighty leap off the kitchen counter, landing on the ground perfectly. Celestia blinked, her horn already lit up the moment the kitten jumped off, ready to catch it. But it looked as if the kitten was perfectly fine. It then did a series of jumps from the ground and onto stools before it made its way onto the table beside Luna's recliner. It tilted its head at the comfortable-looking couch before jumping onto it and lounging on the recliner, making itself at home. Sorry, herself. Celestia had just noticed the telltale signs that the kitten was female, and smiled a little at the kitten doing the same series of jumps onto the couch. Sure, Luna would be a little annoyed if cat fur got on her favorite seat, but she wouldn't mind so much if it was a cute kitten. The kitten then yawned, stretching itself out and snuggling itself onto the recliner, just like how Luna would every day after a day helping out around Silver Shoals. I know, Celestia perked up. I'll call you Moony, since you look like Luna and act a bit like her. I'll call you Moony. She'd love that. The kitten yawned, but there was a glint of something in its eyes. Was it agreement or consent? You know, Celestia grinned as she lifted the kitten up using her hoofs before sitting down on the recliner and letting her sit on her. Luna and I are going to pamper you to bits. You won't even miss your old owner. I was once the princess of Equestria. I ruled over tens of thousands of ponies and creatures, and I took care of them all. And now, I'm going to take care of you, little one. Meow. Mooney yawned. With long, gentle strokes, Celestia started petting Mooney, each one eliciting a purr of contentment from the kitten. I should write about you in my diary, Celestia murmured. You'd make a great addition, Mooney. Mooney turned to look up at her with those big, curious, and adorable eyes. My diary, she said with a smile. I write about everything I experienced or do in there. You're going to be no exception, Mooney. Keeping a kitten, well, that's one of the things I always wanted to do once I retired. I guess I got my wish. Wait here, Mooney. She gently slid the kitten onto the recliner. I'll grab my diary. She slipped into her room before unlocking the drawer and taking out the white-colored book. She returned to the living room, and when she was about to sit down, there was a knock on the door. Another visitor? She thought out loud. I'll be back, Mooney. Take care of my diary for me, will you? She set the diary beside the kitten. There was no one at the door. What? She shrugged and closed it. When she returned to the living room, her eyes widened as she took in the sight. Mooney had disappeared, and there was Luna, sitting on the recliner reading her diary. Wait. I told you I'd read your diary somehow, Luna said with a smirk, even if it meant becoming a kitten for a while. I must say, your pets are very enjoyable. Shall I do this again someday? Seriously, Luna? Just for the diary?
Support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links in the description. Thanks for listening and be sure to subscribe. Good night, every pony.